What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have a massive release reaction for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. We got some really exciting Phoenix models in here and some other brands as well if we get to them. So I really hope all of you are excited for this. We're not going to waste any further time and go ahead and get started. So I really hope to get the continuity going. I apologize that there's been intermissions. It's more been because of how busy I've been rather than the formats. I apologize. But nevertheless, we're here today to take a look at the Phoenix releases. Now, I believe this is designated for the March set. However, I could be wrong. So it's not the most recent one that came out a few weeks ago as of the time of uploading this video. This this actual Phoenix release was probably from March. So you'll see which ones I'm talking about in a moment, but this is where we left off last time with these JC wings. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here for Phoenix. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll just go ahead and get right to the first one, which is going to be on the left. We've already took a look at this JC one. Now we're going to be taking a look at a Fiji Airways Boeing 737 MAX 8 Delta Quebec Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot. So very cool to see Fiji get in the lineup. Really cool to get some new Fijis out of this Phoenix release to start, and overall this is looking really good. So we love to see that right there. Next, we're going to have, I've always struggled with the pronunciation of this airline. I think it's Uzbekistan Airbus A321neo. This is going to be registered Uniform Kilo 32104. They've always had a very unique livery, kind of gives those throwback vibes. So a cool aircraft right here, and definitely will be one for Phoenix to do a good job on. So eager to see how that one turns out right there. And next, we're going to have a Scales Boeing 767-300ER, very unique. This is going to be Sierra 7 Alpha Sierra Yankee, a very cool livery. Love the birds on the tail, so this will be a very unique offering for anybody that is interested in that aircraft. And overall, that aircraft is looking very good right there. Also, probably need to center this up a little bit, don't I? There we go. All right, looking good for those. Let's go ahead and bounce into our next one, and it's on the right side where I can do this. Still getting used to the format here, so let's take a look at our next aircraft. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a Edelweiss Airbus A340-300 registered Hotel Bravo Juliet Mike Charlie. That is really cool. Might consider getting this one since Edelweiss obviously has a fairly large North America presence. They fly to cities like Denver, Las Vegas, Calgary, I think Cancun, Tampa. So definitely a nice assortment of routes. So there could be some purpose for me to get this, and not to mention the several times I've seen it, especially at Denver and then Calgary too. So this is a very cool aircraft, and definitely will have to consider getting the Edelweiss Airbus A340-300. Very cool. Our next aircraft is going to be a Tamron TU-154B registered Yankee Romeo Tango Papa Golf. Very good looking aircraft right there. That should be a popular one with a pretty iconic scheme. So overall, that looks really good, and I think that was a good choice from Phoenix right there. So another cool aircraft right there. Not to mention the A340 is $51, which is a really fair price for a wide body in 2024. So I forgot to mention this the other day, but the prices for Gemini did go up slightly once again. So always keeping eyes on that to get the most out of the money. So overall, looking good. Next, we have an Avianca Columbia Boeing 767-300ER registered November 984 Alpha November. So I'm not sure if this had any affiliation with American or not. Probably not, but anyway, still cool aircraft with the livery. I believe this is their, not the last livery, but the previous livery, the one with the red, obviously, here. So this looks really nice and should be a popular offering. Very cool. And we also have a China Airlines Boeing 747-100. This is registered B1860. Very cool livery, very distinctive. So overall, another really good classic choice right there, and that one looks really cool. So definitely very nice to see that right there. I believe we have one more row here, so actually we'll bounce ahead over into the next page, which I actually got set up this time. So how about that? So let's continue to zoom in, and I can't thank Jet Collector enough for getting these sorted in such a way where we can take a look at them. So let's go ahead and start with the next aircraft. That's going to be an Airbridge Cargo IL-96 Romeo Alpha 96013. A very unique choice right here. I was thinking it was going to be a 7.4 aircraft like that for a moment. However, it's going to be a IL-96. So very cool looking aircraft. Beautiful shot, by the way. Credit to all these respective photographers. But yeah, that's definitely a really unique looking aircraft there. So definitely a cool one, and not exactly sure where these did operate, but still cool to even think about that as their operations. So overall, looking like a cool aircraft right there. Our next aircraft is going to be, I'll do my best here, Turkmenistan Airways or Turkmenistan, I'm somewhere like that. Airways Boeing 777-300ER. This is registered Echo Zulu Alpha 781. Very cool with the green, very simple. So just the green engines and the green tail there. I believe those are green flags, probably designating the inaugural service of this aircraft when this photo was took. A very cool picture at that, even though it's backlit, but the mounts certainly make up for that. But yeah, cool aircraft, very simple livery, but I'm sure this is probably a newer carrier. So definitely looking really cool and hopeful for the best of their operations. So definitely a really cool looking aircraft right there. Next, we have a Philippine Airlines Boeing 747-200, which will be registered November 741 Papa Romeo. Another very unique aircraft. This one should look quite cool. So personally, I'm very excited to see what this aircraft's going to be all about. And that's definitely a very good looking airplane right there. So really cool to see that with the cool colors and whatnot. We also have an Iran Air Force Boeing 747-200. This is 58116. So another beautiful looking aircraft right there with the chrome, and they did a really good job. The air stairs on that picture looks cool too. So this will be another popular offering for anybody interested in that region. So Phoenix definitely killing it with the wide body diversity so far in this release. Next, we're going to have this is going to be another Phoenix, a Garuda Indonesia Boeing 737-800. This is going to be a Pikachu jet. This is going to be registered Papa Kilo Golf Mike uniform, and it's GA1. So I'm not exactly sure if that's a different designation or what exactly it is, but definitely cool nevertheless. So it looks really good. Definitely got some real turquoise going for this one. Usually it's just the characters, but now we have the turquoise as well. So this should be another cool aircraft, and I think they're going to do a good job on it. So looking forward to seeing how that one turns out right there. Very cool. Next, we have a Japan Airbus A350-1000 Juliet Alpha 01 Whiskey Juliet with the A350-1000 titles on it. So this just started flying to Dallas literally just the other day as of the time of uploading this video, and I definitely am going to have to consider this. Now, it's tough because I don't know how dedicated Japan's going to be with it. I obviously got the 789 after waiting for a very long time to get that, and I'm trying to really focus on diversifying my airlines in my international fleet rather than getting duplicate airlines. So maybe I sell the 789 for this. I don't know what the long-term strategy is, so it's tough to figure out. So at the same time, though, I don't want this one to slip away. So this will be a tough one to handle. I'll have to continue to evaluate all options. However, this is the one time where a sticker like that actually looks pretty cool, and this aircraft will be fairly prominent for a while until Japan gets more 35Ks. So again, this is going to be a tough choice. We'll have to see, but it is really cool to see that Phoenix is now a player for that particular livery. And again, this was the very first one to come to Dallas. So man, this is going to be tough, but we'll see what we can do. How about an old livery Lufthansa 340-300 again? This is going to be Delta Alpha India Golf Zulu. Now, I do believe that this one's been done more recently than what it previously was, so it is cool to get another version, of course. So great use of the 340-300, and this will be another very popular offering. These sell out pretty well, I'm sure, so definitely glad to see another version here from Phoenix doing a really good job there. We're also going to have this Illusion IL-96 and it's Romeo Alpha 96000. So cool looking livery. Good to get the variety in the 96 versions of the Illusion, and I think those will prove quite powerful. So that's quite awesome. Do we have another row of Phoenix, or are we into another brand at this point? We are into another brand. That's going to be a B models, 1 to 200 scale, United Airlines Boeing 747-100, and this is going to be a B model release. So really cool. It does have the smaller titles as well, so worth noting that. But this should be a pretty popular offering among anybody interested. So excited to see what this aircraft will be all about. And overall, that aircraft is looking really cool right there. So definitely glad to see that too. Okay, we have 3 more Phoenixes, starting with this first one. It's a Comex Boeing 787-8 P4787 is the tail number. That's probably the most unique one I've ever seen. That's really not very good grammar, though. Probably the most unique aircraft registration I've ever seen, but it looks really good, and I think that's some sort of soccer player on the tail, I'm sure. But overall, looks really cool and definitely will prove powerful for anybody interested. Next, we have, I will do my absolute best on this, Equatorial Gonzales Government Boeing 777-200LR, also a Pop 4, however it's Sierra Kilo November. So another very cool aircraft. This one certainly has plenty of color to it, so very unique. Phoenix continuing to go with that motto, and I think it will serve them well for this particular set. So cool to see that right there. That's awesome. We also have a JAL Cargo Boeing 767-300. This is Juliet Alpha 653 Juliet. So another very distinctive aircraft. Good to get some more cargo in here. And overall, this was a really good set from Phoenix. Really great diversity. And I think they did a really good job casting all these aircraft and just getting good choices. 340s were great. We had some really good choices down the line there. So definitely going to have to consider some of those options. But with the aforementioned building list from Gemini and NG, those will be lower priorities. However, it's still cool to even think about that. So So overall, really cool to see that right there. Very nice. Okay, we continue with our in-flights. Here's a Indigo Airbus A320, Victor Tango, India Sierra Zulu. So looking good for this aircraft, and it should turn out pretty well. So that's awesome to see right there. A Continental Airbus A300. This is registered November 217 Echo Alpha. So presumably a former Eastern aircraft. Looks good with the red contrails livery. This one should turn out quite well. So excited to see how that one forms. And for anybody interested, that is a great pickup right there. We have a Qantas L188 Electra, a very unique choice. This is Victor Hotel Echo Charlie Alpha. I'm sure many retro throwback Australian collectors will be very pleased with that offering. So that's another very cool one. A little steep on the price, of course, but you are getting immense quality there, so you can't complain with that. An Aviation 400. I'm not sure if these will start on the next row or not. That would be cool, but it looks like we're going to get our Aviation 400 set in here today. This is going to be an Emirates Airbus A380 Rugby World Cup livery, Alpha 6 Echo Oscar Echo with the detachable gear. I definitely still want to get one of these. Haven't got a chance to do so with either that or the 330 Neo, I believe, that also has detachable gear for Aviation 400. So definitely on my list. It looks a little bit better now, but this has not grown on me as much as other deliveries have. So I'm not opposed to getting it, but it's more so that, you know, the ones I have are pretty good. And I was just talking about not duplicating airlines. So let's see if they have a better offering up here. Would love a tie. The Star Alliance one previously was really cool, and there's others, but let's see what we can find up here. More in-flights first. This is going to be Aeromexico Boeing 767-200ER. This is in their chrome livery, and I don't think one of these has been done in forever. So overall, a good choice. I think they're making the right move right here, so that's exciting to see. We have a United Boeing 757-300 registered November 78866. That's really cool. If I was a 1-200 collector, I'd be certainly grabbing that up, but that's still even just cool to even fantasize about getting. That's really nice. So overall, a very cool aircraft right there. I'm sure they're going to do a really good job on it. I'm very excited to see pictures, and for anybody that's a 753 lover, that is going to be an absolute get. So that's a really cool plane. In flight, fantastic choice. And again, I don't think Gemini, if Gemini did it, it was a long time ago. So definitely overdue. Really good choice. That's fantastic. Wow. One World American 737-800 registered 837 November. Wow. That's crazy. So we just saw a few weeks ago that NG's doing the 757 One World for American Airlines and 1-200. Now InFlight's going to do the One World 737-800. Now, normally I would really be ready to go on this and probably would do it, but I have 4 738s now. I have the Chrome, the standard livery, the Astrojet, and the TWA. So I love how this one looks, though. It's so tough. So I probably need to save the resources for 1-400, which is, really blows. It's unfortunate because that looks really nice. And if I see that for a good price somewhere at some point, I will not pass that up. That is a really, really cool aircraft. The in-flight mold's fantastic. I have that TWA American 737 that I got last year. I would swap it for that one, to be honest. I just love that One World. But anyway, still a really cool aircraft, and definitely will be on my radar as a low-key pickup at some point. That would be a really cool snag sometime, but that is really cool to see. That's really sweet. Oh, this has been fantastic so far. Here's a Boeing 737-700 in the house colors. This is registered November 1791 Bravo. Really cool aircraft. So, of course, they're selling aircraft all around the world here on the next gen 737. So you got the whole globe on there, along with all the airline tails that committed to the 737 at that point when this livery was introduced. So really cool aircraft right there. That looks really good, and definitely a really big fan of the effort right there. So, man, we're on rapid fire right now. Let's see what we got next. I just want to see the brand so I can divvy up these videos appropriately. So next one, it's another in-flight, so let's go ahead and take a look. It's a house Boeing 777-300ER with the Pratt & Whitney engines. This is November 5020 kilos. So I want to say Aviation 400 did a set of these probably 3 years ago or so. Very similar registrations. I think it was 5017 and 5016. Really cool to see it again. Again, if the budget was unlimited, I would definitely pick that up. But for $190, you get a Antonov 225 pretty much. So, yeah, but still, gorgeous plane. Would love to get one of these at some point. Now, also note the wingtips also very distinctive there. So that's super cool to see, and overall looks really good. And I just recently at the Boeing plant after that tour, which I can't recommend going to that enough. It's so cool. And you'll be seeing an unboxing on this model coming soon, which is a Boeing 777-9X. I need to fold up the wingtips so you can really get the feature there from Skymarks, which is a really good good model, and I got it for 65, which was a great price. So overall, really cool to fantasize about. But yeah, I got my 777, and that's it. So, but too good of a price to pass up. Plus, I had the gear and all that. So overall, looking good. Let's continue. A United Boeing 777-300ER. Now, I'm not sure if this one was previously announced or not. However, it's still great to see on November 2250 uniform. Looks really great. Really cool model. $185.95 on the retail price there. So really cool aircraft. And that one should prove quite popular as well. So looking forward to that. Here's an Aer Lingus Doubles DC-3. We're really kicking it back with this release. This is going to be, I don't even have a tail number. It's so, on the caption, it's so throwback, but this is going to be Echo India Alpha Foxtrot Alpha, I believe. Really cool livery. Really like this one. This is definitely a very unique piece. If I was to try to go back and get a really unique piece from that time frame, I would pick a plane like that. But yeah, definitely really cool, and fair price too, 86. I think that's pretty reasonable for the amount of detail that you're going to get on that plane. So yeah, it looks really good there for in-flight. That's a good choice. We're also going to find Air India Boeing 777-200 with the stand Victor Tango Alpha India Lima. So really cool to see that aircraft too, and that will be another popular offering. So that's really cool. All right, let's see if we're still in in-flights or if we're, okay, now we're going on to page 8, so let me go ahead and see. So they are more in-flights, so I'll keep the in-flights categorized together, so let's go ahead and take a look. These are out for the summer, by the way, is when they're expecting these to come out. And let me head over to the right side so I can start with that one so that they're not spoiled. We're going to start with a, Aerologis Argentina's Airbus A340-200. This is going to be Lima Victor Zulu Romeo Alpha. Very cool plane. Livery is very simple, more modern for the time, surprisingly. But overall, that's a really cool aircraft, and that looks really good. Their old scheme was pretty nice, so definitely cool to see that. In Air Transit, Airbus A330-300 with the newer colors. This is going to be Charlie Golf Tango Sierra Delta. That's a very nice looking aircraft. Can't stop thinking about that air crash investigation when this aircraft comes up. But definitely a really cool one right there to take a look at. So that's wonderful. We have an Alitalia Airbus A319 registered India Bravo India Mike Alpha. Really great looking aircraft. You got the swoop on the green right there. Overall, all that looks really nice and definitely really cool. You also got the thrust reversers there too, those outlines. So another very good aircraft right there. Very cool. Any United Doubles DC-1030 Battleship Gray November 1853 uniform. Another really great choice right here. The retro collectors have definitely got the pickup there in both scales, 1:400 and 1:200. So it's certainly really nice to get to see all that right there. That's quite wonderful. All right. Our in-flight's going to continue to carry the pack. So we are going to continue with the in-flights. Here's a TWA Boeing 757. It says 300. That's supposed to be a 200, and you can verify with the tail number there. November 712 Tango Whiskey. Now flying for Delta, I'm sure. Great looking Gen 175. That will be very popular. I think Gemini did do this a few years ago, but they're certainly going to get the scale-up quality for the in-flight version. So not going to complain with that. That should be really cool. Here's the United Boeing 747-400 registered November 107 uniform Alpha. Very cool looking aircraft, nice and standard there. Another great choice, and for anybody that's a Continental Globe collector, your satisfaction has been met for this video. So that's another great release, and that'll be a very popular one. So if you're interested, definitely go snag it up. Oh, this is a good one. Finnair Airbus A350-900 registered Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Romeo, and I think it says blank us together. I can't really see. I'm not sure what that says, but anyway, that looks really good. So definitely really cool to see that livery getting done right there. Relatively simple. And we also have an Olympic Airways Airbus A340-300 registered Sierra X-Ray Delta Foxtrot Bravo. So another cool aircraft. Love the Olympic circles there. And of course, they got the swoops. So all that livery looks really nice, and definitely a really big fan of the effort they are demonstrating on that aircraft. Our in-flight's just going to last forever. I mean, what? Because I'm trying to break this up incrementally video wise. So let's see. J Fox would be in flight. So let's continue. We have a Lufthansa Airbus A321 registered Delta Alpha India Romeo Sierra. Really cool to get this. Now there's only going to be so many more releases of the older Lufthansa scheme. So if you are interested in getting Lufthansa or Lufthansa old livery ladder, definitely don't take these releases for granted. So cool to see that one right there. A Ryanair Boeing 737-700. Let me scroll up just a little bit, which is registered Echo India Sierra Echo Victor. Very cool looking aircraft right there. Again, don't get Ryanair every day, so really cool to see that. J Fox is going to be knocking it out. Limited quantities on these European narrow bodies, I'm sure. This will be an in-flight. This is a Qantas Boeing 767-300ER Victor Hotel Sierra X-Ray Alpha. Always have been a great Australian presence here in all scales, so no exception for this 7.6, and should be a cool one. Also, the door configuration is quite cool there. This is definitely a Boeing 757-300 house, and this is going to be November 757X. So very cool to see this one. Only 3 tails there on the front, so that showed you what kind of plane this was, but very unique purpose, and 753 is super wonderful, so definitely recommend flying on one if you are in a region where you can do so pretty accessibly. Okay, let's see. They continue. B models is also going to be in flight. So here we go for this Japan Air Systems doubles DC-10. This is going to be Juliet Alpha 8550. Another really cool looking aircraft, really neat livery. So another very distinctive choice here, and in-flight does what they do best. Okay, KLM Boeing 737-900ER, and this is going to be The World is Just a Click Away, and this is going to be Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Romeo. So yeah, this was when the time when the internet was definitely getting popping, so that's really cool that KLM was promoting that. So sweet to see on the non-ER 739, no winglets. Oh, a United 737-800 Star Alliance, man, November 76516. Oh, I don't have any outside of One World. I don't have any Alliance liveries at 1 to 200, and that's a killer with the Evo Blue. My gosh, I'll be on the hunt for pictures of that in the One World. I'll drop the One World to get that. That is really cool. Now, if it was a Southwest, or well, rather I should say, any new airline. I'm trying to really get new airlines at 1 to 200. So I didn't have Southwest for a long time. Finally got them, but even like a JetBlue, or I'm trying to think of some others, you know, if it was one of those, I'd be like, man, it's going to be tough to pass up. But I've seen this plane several times now, so maybe I'll get to fly it sometime. That will be the finishing icing on the cake. But nevertheless, in-flight, great choice on all these really popular planes, man. This is for all regions. In-flight definitely deserves a video recognizing their efforts lately. That's really cool to see. So definitely, if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. They're going to pair that up with the ANA Star Alliance 737-800, so that's quite a wonderful plane. So overall, looking very good, and that is certainly a really cool aircraft to see right there. I'm also noting the video because that was really impressive. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I got all that. So anyway, though, really cool. That Star Alliance is really sweet, man. That's really cool. Are they going to continue? Okay, so we will save the JC wings for the next video, but I will try to sneak around and see if there's more in-flights here real quick. Okay, yes, we at least have 2. So let's take a look. Wow, okay, never mind. We got to take a look at both these simultaneously. Okay, we'll take a look at this A340-200 first for Royal. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. V8001. That is a super cool release. Definitely awesome to see that for all the applicable collectors. But how about standing to cancer on the American Airlines Airbus E321 registered November 162 Alpha Alpha. Now I do have the Skymarks one on that wood stand, and it's really solid, to be honest. So I'll have to, actually it's up there on my shelf. So it doesn't make as much sense to get the die-cast one, which is unfortunate because it's going to look really good. But man, wow, in-flight's just killing it right now. If they do this on the next round of their releases, I'll make a video on them for sure. I've tried to float my eyes off of, like, you know, when retailers post these aircraft that they're up for pre-order and all that, because I've been waiting to make these videos, and man, I'm so glad that I did, because these are impressive. One World American 738, Star Alliance United 738, American Stand Up Cancer 321. I mean, it's just impressive. So do we have one more, or that's a JC? Okay, so that will do it for today's video of the Phoenix releases in flights, and we also had an Aviation 400 in there. I really hope all of you enjoyed this. Really excited for more videos to come here. I'm going to get some pre-recorded, so hopefully we can be in a better groove on our Sunday schedule. So I hope all of you are looking very forward to that. But quality releases, super excited to hear what all of you think about them in the comment section below. That Star Alliance United 738 definitely stands out the May, but the Edelweiss 340 is also cool, along with the other planes that we saw here. So let me know if you're getting any of these in the comments. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.